Are you ready for the ultimate bikepacking weekend adventure? Join us for an unforgettable self-supported bikepacking trip through Southwest Virginia. The Grayson Gravel Pie Bikepacking Adventure travels along the Virginia Creeper Trail, the beautiful gravel roads of Grayson County, Virginia, and the New River Trail. All lodging and camping arrangements are included, along with daily routes and guides riding along with you. This self-supported adventure offers resupply opportunities every 20 miles for your food and water needs. Find out more at graveltraveldirt.com.
You're listening to Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt.
Hi, everybody. I'm Brian.
And I'm Jenny from the block.
Oh, my goodness. And I am Jess.
This is episode 144 Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt. Come on along and spend the next hour or so with us talking about gravel bikes, adventure biking, bikepacking, bike camping, gravel trends for next year.
Dun, dun, dun.
That could be its own podcast right there. Gravel trends.
Yeah. Ooh.
Gravel is a trend.
Start another one. Or we're just going to play bikes. So before we get started, though, Joey's the only one with an adult beverage, and it does look delicious.
It does smell
Did you
very
see that?
good.
It had a nice head on it.
It did. What is that?
That's that dogfish head campfire amplifier.
Is this like a s'mores thing?
It's that campfire. What I don't know.
I can't.
It's dark beer season.
Yeah, that looks delicious.
This I can't see you through this.
The way that it had that perfect head right at the top, and then the way you've just taken, I can tell how many pulls you've taken off of that. Two pulls because you get the rings on the on
like
the foam.
Marcus says, I keep my nose up because it's something with the ambiance and
I don't know.
And
It looks
the
delicious.
flavors and you.
It looks absolutely delicious. Do you see how the rings stay on the side of the glass, so you can tell how
1, 2, 3.
I
Yeah.
see it.
That's something special there.
I see it.
Before we get any further, Jess, what have you been up to this?
Oh, I get
past
to go
week?
first?
Yes,
Wow.
ladies first, absolutely.
So first off, I have been riding my Peloton at 4:30. I've been getting on there every morning at 4:30. This morning, I was able to put in a 75-minute ride with a 15-minute cool down, and be at work by 6:30.
Wow.
So that was awesome.
That's dedication.
That is dedication.
I'm not going to.
I make her the same breakfast every day. I got that going for me.
Yeah.
He does.
Do you make one for yourself too, though?
No.
Because it's just you.
It's just me. And Joey does not like eggs. But every single morning since I've met him, he's cooked me eggs 90% of the time.
Egg, bagel, spinach, tomatoes, sandwich.
Yes.
Is it 1 egg, 2 egg, 3? What do you do?
3 eggs.
3 eggs. Nice. Yeah.
Gotta fuel the day right.
We have a protein, a carb, and a vegetable at each meal.
That's awesome.
So that's how we stagger our meals.
So how is the Peloton world treating you?
It is going well. It's very nice in the morning when I post out that I'm on there by 4:30 that people are like cheering me on, because it is really hard sometimes to roll over at 4 a.m. and get out of bed.
Okay.
Like at 4 a.m. the alarm clock goes off and you have 25 minutes to get on your Peloton. I usually drink coffee. I usually eat a Lar bar, and then I try to be on by 4:30.
I got a question about Peloton. Is Peloton one of those things where you show up for a class, so you have to be there at a specific time, or can you start on demand?
It's not like Zwift where you get booted. They're very accepting of everybody.
So there's live classes, but there's also stored classes. So I click in the morning that I want to take a 75-minute ride. I take my FTP, usually a zone ride, and then I start from there.
Click on that on your computer.
I will.
Good deal.
I know exactly what you're talking about, but yes. So.
What else? Anything? Brian?
No, I think that's it. Thank your public school educators.
And your bus drivers.
And your bus drivers.
Back at
So
work.
make sure you're thanking them. Send them a $5 gift card to Dunkin'. It's very, very well appreciated. Everybody's just a little bit stressed and a little bit overworked like the rest of the world is. So, we just keep hoping and praying that.
You know what grinds my gears?
Go
Speaking of Dunkin' Donuts,
ahead.
grinding my gears, I discovered peanut butter cup flavor swirl at Dunkin' last week. Discontinued already.
Oh,
It was
wait a minute.
so
You
good.
discovered it, and then at the moment you
I think
discovered
I was
it,
late to the party, and then I went yesterday, and they're like, we don't have that anymore.
which one was it?
It's peanut butter cup swirl.
A coffee.
It's a flavor swirl in a coffee.
Flavor swirl in a coffee.
It's amazing.
Well, why did they discontinue
So you take
it?
your 5... I don't know. Just it triggered me when she said Dunkin'. Sorry.
Well, what's going on in your world?
No, I was going to ask you, Jess, are you done?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm done. No worries.
All right, Brian, what have you been up to?
Oh, we're going to go me next?
Dun,
cool.
dun, dun.
You put me last, so...
I rolled my weekly century. I am not doing a century every week, but I did do another one.
So you just get out there and you're like, I'm just going to keep going?
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm just
actually,
going to keep going?
So when I go out, I kind of have this idea whether it's going to be a 30 or a 40
Another
or
ring.
maybe a 50. And that's pretty much every day. And then some days I'll get this little weird, like I'm going to go for a long day.
Mm-hmm.
And
That
that's
is a
usually,
long day for me.
that's usually like a metric.
Okay.
It's like a metric. And then the other day I went north, which I don't normally do when I'm thinking about doing a long ride. And by the time I did the math, and it was a lot like Joey when you and Tyler, when we rode together, and then I got back to where I turned off and I was at 71 miles. And if you're at 71 miles and you got nothing else to do,
Just go another 30.
just go ahead and keep going. And it felt good. I actually really enjoyed this last one. The one I did a couple of weeks ago, I was feeling the pressure because I was going in for my little back thing. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to get some more miles on the bike before I headed in for that because I knew I was going to be off the bike for a few days. This one was just one of those, wow, feel good, keep going. Feel good, keep going. And I literally had one water bottle. I stopped at Mom Paws, and then I stopped at the gas station down in Solomon's. Those were my only 2 stops for the day.
Was that yesterday?
That was a couple days ago. A few days ago.
Well, yesterday you turned around right, but I was sitting on because I track you. That's why I know you're always on. But you turned around right before you. I was ready to see you.
I know. Well, no, because when I come down here to Dow Road, I had messaged you. I was like, you want to roll back up in the wind?
I did get on not long after that, but anyway.
Yeah. I don't know. It just, that's the turnaround up there, and I don't come down this far because there's no real easy way to turn around.
Would have given you water, massage.
Well, next time I know where I'm coming.
Okay. Let's keep on moving along here.
Joey, I cannot find my salsa anything cages. I don't know what's happened to
They
them.
burn in the fire like everything I owned?
No, I did not give them back to you. I know I didn't give them back to you, but I can't find
I almost
them.
feel like I had them for some reason, but I don't think I had them for some reason.
You may have had them because I've looked at all my little bike hidey hole places where I put stuff, and they are nowhere to be found.
Basically, anything I can't find nowadays, I'm assuming it was in the
Lost
fire.
in the fire. So maybe they were in the fire. I don't know.
I don't know, like Chacos and stuff. Like I think those were in the fire. Yeah.
Gone. Any update for me? Because we've been talking about a new fork. Have you looked into that at all?
No, I have forgotten.
I'm thinking about replacing the fork on the Diverge to give myself, because that's one of the things that I don't like about that Diverge front fork is that it doesn't have bosses to put my anything cages on. But I guess maybe it doesn't matter because I can't find them anyway. So maybe it just doesn't matter. I have been playing around, Joey, too. Have you seen snap mounts? The GoPro mounts, the magnetic GoPro mounts?
Oh, yeah. I've been seeing on those some influencers' YouTube pages.
Yeah, I actually just grabbed a set of those.
Those look cool.
I'll let you know how they go. I'll let you know how they
you
work.
tried that first.
But the magnets are ridiculous. I got my finger caught between
Did it hurt?
the two of them. Yes, it did. They snapped back together and it caught the tip of my finger.
We should use my dead finger for that.
Oh, I have one of those.
I have no feeling up here.
I have feeling in my finger, but it's just gimpy.
Oh, I bivouac that thing off.
So you literally have a finger with no feeling?
Yeah, I've told you that before. You see that scar?
Uh-huh.
Ask
Yeah,
me
I
about
don't
how
know
I
how
got
you do
these
that.
scars. Yeah,
I don't know that I
it was a
did
hedge
that.
trimmer. I was not manscaping. I was literally cutting my older lady's neighbor's bush, and I went to get a stick out of
my
it,
God.
and bivouac that thing off.
It's getting worse.
It just keeps getting worse.
Miss Marie,
I've heard this story.
she
Miss
was
Maria.
She was
used
legally
to make
blind, and she put my finger while it was dangling by the fingernail in a cup of rubbing alcohol.
Ow, I bet you that hurt.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Like if I had like a Kramer, like oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And the other day I was my Garmin tried to update my FTP on me. Did I tell you about
Is
that?
that a good thing? Where'd it go down?
No, it went way up, and it upset me to the point that when like
Now
Garmin
you gotta work
gives you a
harder
little-
to train.
Yeah, because Garmin gives you a thing confirm. I was like, no, I don't want that.
So what was it?
$295.
Well, dang.
$295, and I know what it was.
How much do you weigh? What's your watts a
Yeah, I
kilogram?
There
was
was
going to
a-
say,
there
isn't
was-
that the most important metric
Yeah,
to
it's
talk
watts
about?
per
Yeah.
kilogram. I was
that from my
coming.
Peloton.
There is a segment that starts at the bottom of Brooms Island and goes all the way up to Route 4. And I knew that.
Is that like an 8-mile segment?
It's like a 7-mile segment. And I was pushing pretty hard on it the other day. But if you think about it, it's right about. I finished it right past 20 minutes. And it's mostly pretty much all uphill. So you're always working. It is a great place to do an FTP test. So that is where I think it got me. But I wasn't too excited about that. I don't really want that extra level of effort required in my life right now. Joey, okay, what's going on with you, buddy?
All right. First one is I poop with candles every day.
Oh my God.
You
I
literally
can't
just
believe he literally put that in the show notes.
he not only did he put it in the show notes, but he read it.
Yes.
Well,
and it
no.
is true. I walk down the stairs in the morning and I see Joey with the door open, pooping, and candles are lit all around him.
All right.
And
Is this before or after he
Oh,
makes you
it's-
breakfast?
This is like 6 o'clock every morning.
I would. Is it
I've
before or after
gotten
breakfast?
into houseplants and candles. I've always liked candles, but I got houseplants all over and candles.
You should come to my house. I got houseplants.
I love them. You have like a
everywhere.
14-foot cactus you're trying to get rid of.
No, we got rid of them.
Oh, you did?
Yep,
Throw
we
them,
kept
throw them
one
in the
of
creek?
Nope, chopped them up and divvied them out to friends. Do you want a piece? We still got some
Please
more.
no.
No, okay.
No. Well, I wrote. That's what I wrote. I wrote simple. I wrote old fashions because I've had a lot of old fashions the last few days.
Okay.
Handed out some candy when I had like 3 of those bad boys.
How was Halloween down here?
It was
It was slower than
good,
usual.
but I don't think, just like you, I don't think people came past the third neighborhood over here. So we had people. By the end, though, I was like taking a handful for some of the little kids and just saying, "Here you go."
But I was talking to my students.
that
and
might
I
have
don't
been
mean,
the alcohol.
I don't mean to interrupt, but I was so impressed because we definitely went to bed at like 8-ish, and we heard kids outside like still trick or treating.
Wow.
And when I woke up in the morning, there was still candy. Like a kid just didn't like take the whole pile of
They
candy.
could have.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like I was like, wow, that's.
You expect that?
I
almost,
expect that. I
yeah.
expect.
Yeah, the street youths all over.
I saw a thing on Reddit. It said if you would never want to run out of candy, just put up a sign with your candy bowl, and it says "take half." So the first person takes half, and then the next person takes a half. So it eventually gets
But
down.
do they take a half of a half?
Exactly. That's
Okay.
my point. So if the first person takes like
So
a
then,
half,
yeah.
the next person takes a half of what's left, and
Yeah.
half of what's left. So you're permitting them to take piles of candy, but you're actually asking them to
Yeah,
half.
and we honestly wanted the kids to take candy. Like there is no need for us to have this Halloween candy in our house.
What's the best Halloween candy?
However, Kit Kats, 100% Kit
Okay,
Kats.
I'll go there with
Kit
you on that.
Kats.
Reese's or Butterfingers.
Reese's. Yeah, you guys. That's right.
A kid was eating a Reese's in my class, and I asked him. I was like, "Hey, do you have one for me?" And he opened it and put a whole thing in his mouth, and he goes, "No, I don't have one."
Oh.
And I didn't talk to him for the rest of the day because all my other students are bringing me candy all the time. They're like, "Mr. Gorski, I found a Kit Kat for you," and it's the sweetest thing in the entire world. But
It's X-Lax. I brought down some we got some more Cruxes in the store. The Crux Expert, we got a 54 now.
Hey, do you have a frame, a Crux frame?
I can't even. I don't even see your bite on the thing there. Just
It's not
oh my,
happening.
it's ridiculous.
It's not happening. I know it's not happening.
That
It's
Crux
okay.
Expert,
Yeah.
like it's a 54 green. That it's like a really subtle forest green. It's beautiful. It weighs nothing with tubes in the tires.
So the Crux is basically
it is a freaking ethos with.
They've gone away from it being a cross bike. It's more of a
The Crux used to be a cyclocross bike that you could ride / race gravel on. Now the Crux is a gravel race bike that you can race cyclocross on.
are you getting a Crux?
no. I'm not getting a Crux.
Am I getting a Crux?
You are.
Ooh.
I think we've already said you. I have had a Crux Expert on back order for Jessica. It's the colorful one.
Oh, nice.
And I did have an Athos, but I'm like, this thing is an Athos with room. I think it's gonna be a way better beast.
bike.
It's somewhat. We were gonna get our dedicated gravel or road bike, like an Athos, and then keep it to the verge. But I think that Crux is like that is finally the answer.
So are you gonna with her? You gonna we're talking about her like she's not even here. Jess, do you want to have one bike with 2 sets of wheels? Like you could actually swap them out and have like road wheels and then gravel wheels.
Sure.
Or do you want to keep? Is she going to keep the Diverge?
I don't know. I ride my Diverge setup on gravel, on road. I mean, I don't change any of it.
Yeah.
I don't change it. So
You're
Or
going
she's gonna
to
have-
enjoy having something. That's a
yeah, I
little
have
more
those
roady.
little like air.
So
things
it's got
too.
Axis one by. It's got the electronic stuff, but
Okay.
It's coming with the Terra C wheel. Like, she's going to have some nice wheels on it. So we'll get her some 32 slicks, and then we'll have some Pathfinders.
As long as we move my saddle over, I'll be a happy camper.
Yeah. So
That's all that matters, right?
Yep.
the Expert is decked out. It's not the cheapest price tag, but it's also not expensive.
Okay.
When you look at an S-Works, I think it's like one of the best all-around gravel bikes right now. The Expert. But
So how many of them did you give in the shop?
we only have like 4 of like, I don't know. We ordered a lot. There was an issue with the Crux plant, so not a lot of people got theirs by the launch. There's a very small release. We got a few, and then we have some 49s and 54s in.
Is there some wiggle room that's starting to shake out now with bike availability?
Nope.
Really?
No, we had a meeting about that today.
Wow.
We kind of went over it. Like my forecast goes to the end of the year, and there's no big springtime. Is probably a boom.
Well, now I'm not talking about
Like
from
when
the
these
I'm not
Cruxes-
talking about from the manufacturer. The manufacturers have their own set of problems. I'm talking about demand from consumer.
It's still there.
It's still there.
It's slowing a little bit, but it's still there.
We all know manufacturers have got.
I think
sorts
the
of
thing is
issues.
people are just used to it now. So like people aren't yelling at you every 5 minutes.
And so they're trying to get ahead of the curve a little bit.
And this
trying to
year
think
for the
ahead.
holidays, we have kids bikes, which apparently might be the only thing people can buy for the holidays.
Yeah,
'Cause
everything
you know-
else is sitting on a cargo ship.
Yeah, they're just.
in San
And I heard the
Francisco
cargo
Bay.
guys are just dumping it off and going back for more and just letting it float.
Yeah,
But stuff that you don't have to wait for that's made in America, like our Dynaplugs, is in. I think we're almost out at the shop.
no way, really.
And I was like, oh, I should order. We'll just order more.
I didn't tell you my Dynaplug. That's what I sent you a message that I pulled my SWAT box off my Roubaix.
You told I.
Yeah,
The last few days were a jumble. I was doing a lot.
I know.
yesterday.
I pulled my SWAT box and it was the Dynaplug that forced me to make that final move.
I'm really like to the point now where I think with the Dynaplug and my setup, I almost want to try to ride without tubes
Think you might be able to get away with it.
with the Dynaplug. Yeah,
Local, close to home.
yeah. I would say it'd be my local jaunts.
Close to home.
I mean,
I don't
yesterday.
think I'd want to go do something
Yesterday
big.
was a very short ride. Yeah, I thought I told you about my back issues.
No, you didn't say anything about that.
So I've always had back issues, and I've had some issues in general. But after I rode up at State College, with Nick, I mean, I was having horrible back, like lower back pain. I thought I was pretty. I wasn't like.
Were you
crippled.
tense? Were you tense up there when you were doing that? Or
No,
were you
no.
very relaxed in the evening?
Yeah, I was relaxed, but I just think I don't know what happened. It was position or like I've also started getting this like throbbing calf, my right calf muscle after unpaved. I noticed it after like even like walking, it would get a little. I put some Floyds all over. Like I bathe in Floyds.
You need to.
I take
maybe
like the
go-
100 milligram CBDs.
Go see a doctor and get some physical therapy.
I just did that
Lined
last
up.
year.
Yeah,
No, I've
true.
been in the mornings and sometimes at night, and like at night I'm doing a heating pad, and I'll do stretches. And I didn't do it this morning. I don't know if I'll do it tonight, but I've been trying to do more stretches, and I want to work on some off-season stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I just need to start doing I was in physical therapy for like half of last.
It's tough too though if you're getting ready to go to a trainer because trainers I have resisted
but
the urge.
I just think it was getting beat up and whatever Evan threw us
Yeah.
the ringer. So like I haven't been like I did a very short ride just to see how my back was yesterday.
No.
I really wanted to go out and just do like 70 miles, and then I was like, nah. Then it was really windy, so
No, it was so windy.
really
I got a lot of
windy.
weird stuff done yesterday and some work. So that's it. And I knew I had a really long day today, so
Well, I did. I pulled that SWAT box off,
yeah.
and I've gone straight to the speed sleeve because it fits in the speed sleeve. And now when I go from my Roubaix to the Diverge, all I really need to do is pull the speed sleeve off and swap
Yeah.
tube out and throw it on the bike. So it makes things a little easier to deal with. And I've also always wanted to carry a second CO2 cartridge, and the SWAT box does not allow you to do that.
Oh, yeah. I always carry 2.
Yeah, but I've only been carrying one, which is risky. If you hit it with the one and it doesn't do the business, then
You got to risk it for the biscuit.
that's right. So, but
Best
think
biscuits: Royce, KFC, biscuit and chicken.
are we going to this or that's already?
That's not this or that. I was just thinking biscuits.
Who's got the best biscuit? Are you
I
asking?
love biscuits.
Bojangles.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm thinking
Sorry.
down here.
Bojangles. Well,
I do love
you
Bojangles.
travel for the good biscuit.
The Red Lobster.
Oh, those cheddar biscuits are
Oh,
all.
Lord.
Oh yeah. All right. Let's go to Strava Club. Let's see.
Strava Club, Joey.
Dan
do it.
McGinnis from Glenside, Pennsylvania, with 117.4.
Good job, Dan.
Jeffrey Harrell, my glasses are really bad.
Harrell, you're right.
Harrell from Phoenix, Arizona, with 192.4.
Ooh, Phoenix.
He's way out there. And then Dennis Kinney with 115.7 from Denise
Kinney.
Yes. From wherever, America or Europe or wherever.
Now she didn't list where she was from.
She's from PA. Let's just say that, probably. Did you did you stalk any of her rides?
I want to say Midwest, maybe.
Huh. Maybe she's out there with Local 1.
Sure.
To break into the top 100 with our daylight the way it is, and if they don't cancel daylight savings this year, I'll be mad. 97.9.
That's
Dude, it's super. It is so
dark.
tough right now.
I
mean,
know,
it
I
was.
hate it.
I was teaching first period and it was like black dark in my classroom, and I was like, "Oh, might need to turn on some lights, guys." Like,
yeah, especially the over class this morning.
It was really, it was really dark.
And I'm very like pinky in the air now, like because my new car has LED headlights and everything. And then I get in their old work truck that's just like barely enough to like 10 feet down the road. I'm like, I'm not driving this in the dark time. And my light and motion lights are brighter than the truck headlights. I just gonna strap them on there. Yeah. Strava.com/clubs/gravel travel dirt.
We did not pick up any new members this
Oh,
week.
yeah. Sorry. I was skipping over that. Like
We could skip over it. Okay, Jess, this is your time to shine. Jess
It is nice to be the center of everybody's universe right now. Go
Well,
ahead.
You're very good at engaging people through the socials, where Joey and I really kind of lack in that. So you have been able to solicit some questions from some, I think, female riders.
Yep, they're both female riders. One of them, the first one is a marathoner, and the second one is actually a gravel bike rider. And it's really, I get a lot of questions about how to, one of my friends was like, hey, I love all your adventures you've been taking. Like, what would be the first step of getting out there on my bike?
So step one.
Step one, I would say go to a bike shop. I mean, honestly, I would think like I've gained so much knowledge from being with Joey, from being in and out with Joey and all of these different things. I think go to your local bike shop. I think they will know people to ride with. They will know areas to ride. They will need to know what type of bike you should ride, and all of that stuff, and especially what they have in stock. I just think going to your local bike shop is the number one thing when getting into bike riding.
Was that question specifically geared towards gravel or just getting on a bike?
It was geared towards gravel. It was especially geared towards breaking through that first round of being intimidated, picking a bike. I get so many questions about saddle and shorts. I think that's my number one question is how to feel comfortable in your saddle, in your shorts, and things like that. So I highly... Just like if you would start running, the first thing I would do is send you to the local running store and to get you fitted for shoes. It's the same thing that if you were new to gravel.
I hope that shops are becoming.
Yeah.
I know that. How do you approach that? You know, Joe, you and I can't speak to it, and I'll be honest with you, Jess, I don't even know that you can. Being a female going into a bike shop and feeling intimidated. You've always had Joey when you go into the bike shop.
Yeah, and I used to go to my local bike shop before I met Joey just to put air in my tires before. In St. Michael's, literally my school was a block away from the bike shop, and I would just ask the Chance family. I was like, hey, I'm going on a ride. Do you guys mind putting air in my tires or checking this out before I go? And they would always do that.
6 years later, she still doesn't put her air in her tires. So where does she live?
Actually, that's a great question. No, I didn't. She just sent me that question via Messenger.
So, and sometimes, I mean, I think the problem is it's typical anything like there'll be a bike shop that gives bike shops bad raps because they're just arrogant dudes. And a lot of shops have changed over the years, hopefully. And especially with the gravel scene being more adaptive. And
I would think if the bike is
a lot of dudes and some of them are just kind of douches.
Well, I would hope that, you know, one thing that we've talked about a lot is how the gravel community is so different, so that if a shop is geared in that direction and it may not focus solely on gravel, but if it's got a strong showing of employees and of bikes, then I would hope that some of that would spill over. And that you'd find.
Well, I look at stuff totally different now that I'm with Jess and females coming in and having like Lori as the boss and everything. Now with gravel itself being more open.
Yeah.
And I mean, just to speak on that, the bike shop that I used to go to was a triathlon store. So I never even heard about riding gravel until I met Joey.
The ginger grinder.
Because it was a triathlon shop. I mean, it was a triathlon shop. That's what they focused in. I mean, Ironman Maryland was like right down the road. And they didn't have many bikes. They were like, you're going to get this bike. And they sent one in. I mean, what was this, 6-7 years ago? I got my QR.
Somewhere around then, yeah.
So it wasn't really like you even had the opportunity to ride the
Nope,
bike.
I did not have an opportunity to ride a bike. They put me on a fit machine.
Okay, I was going to ask you how that
Yep, they put me on a fit machine and they measured my fit. But they didn't even have bikes in shop to try on. So
we have a lot of gravel bikes.
Yeah.
And on our first date ride, I told her I was doing Dirty Kansas before I got into Dirty Kansas. She's like, what is that? I'm like, well, it's a bunch of idiots to go out and ride.
It was
like,
our first
but even
date
like
conversation was
gravel bikes. There wasn't a lot like 6 years ago or whatever. The Sequoia wasn't even a bike then.
Oh, if you think about it, I mean, we're really just one of the trends we're going to talk about later kind of bleeds into that is you look at some of the bikes. We've joked a lot and talked about every bike being a gravel bike, but that doesn't hold true anymore because I don't think it holds true anymore. When you've got things that are specialized for tire clearances and you've got tires that are geared towards gravel that require that clearance, it's not as easy to say anymore. You could it was easy to just to say.
Did you tell that to Russ from Pathless Pedal?
Whatever.
He might call us out. He doesn't know who we are.
I don't know. I just think the world has changed. A little bit.
I mean, if you want to really be, I mean, I couldn't ride my QR on gravel.
Yeah.
I mean, I could try, but I don't think I'd be very successful.
Doing what we call risking it for the business.
All right, what else have you got, Jess? You get any more questions?
And somebody asked me what my winter looks like, and I'm
cold.
not really
dark.
Well, I didn't think it was cold and dark, but I guess we can go there. I guess with training, it's going to be a lot of inside, a lot of rides on my Peloton in the morning. It's easy. I can clip in. I'm done in 75 minutes.
Are we doing, I know that Dirty Kitten's doing their winter training series. Is anybody going to jump on that?
Yeah, why not? I did so well for like 2 months.
I would really like my bike and Joey's bike to be next to each other, and like we can ride inside together, and like we can hold hands and all these like really, and maybe put candles around us while we train inside.
Does that require Joey to get up at 4:30 in the morning? And if you put candles nearby, it may inspire him to do something completely different that you don't want to have.
So and Joey and I are very different with our training. Joey will start riding his bike at 7:30 at night when I'm like, peace out, it's time for bed. So
yeah. I have just not felt motivated to get, my trainer is set up, everything's ready to go. I thought
about it yesterday when it was windy.
I want to stay outside as much as I can, as long as I can. In fact, I was looking out the door today going, it's just raining a little bit. It's just a little cold. I could still go out.
I think unpaved really ignited a light in all of us that we loved doing live events.
Oh, yeah. We're going to talk about trends, but I think the one trend I'm really hoping for is that we all can get back to normal with regard to getting back out to events and things.
I felt like Unpaved was pretty normal.
Say again? Yeah. It felt like
Unpaved.
Good. Yeah.
I love the not mass start.
Yeah.
That should be a normal.
I agree.
That window.
I agree. It took a lot of the pressure off. I mean, when we had Dave, I was like, oh, I forgot my glasses. I forgot this. You don't have to worry about the fact that you have to leave at 7:30. You just go do your thing.
And your best friend Ted King is right behind you, and you're like, hey, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm hitting 200 beats per minute.
All right, so if you got any questions, Jess is soliciting questions.
I love them. Reach out. I love answering people. I love messaging people back.
I'm putting my kicker set up on the third floor of our house.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, put it next to my Peloton.
Where's your Peloton?
In our like weight workout.
Inside room. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Although I am thinking about if anyone wants a kicker climb, I don't want to use that this year.
I
liked it, but I don't know if I'm getting ready to set everything up. I think I'm not going to set it up.
I'm full on in the world of Saris and their trainer.
We're not all perfect.
I'm just kidding. We're not all perfect.
Your hair is long.
I know.
Jeez, Bubba.
I need a haircut. Gravel trends for 2022. Now, I found an article, it was maybe last month or the month before, that Bike Radar did, and they identified 5 areas that we're going to see trends evolving in 2022 with regard to gravel bikes. So I'm going to throw them out there, Joey, and Jess, you could chime in on this as well. I'm just looking for some feedback on, where you're at. Where do you see these things happen? And the first one is suspension. Actually, from full suspension setups on gravel bikes to what we've become very comfortable with, those micro small bump compliance items like the Future Shock and the Red Shift. So you got the full gamut. Do you think that adding that level of full suspension, even if it's limited travel, to a gravel bike just makes it a mountain bike?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dumb.
What kind of things have
Although
you
I probably
seen?
wouldn't have the back pain I'm having.
Have you seen Specialized doing anything like that? I haven't seen where they've
So you
introduced
talk
anything like that.
physical suspension?
Yeah.
Specialized has. Oh man.
I'm talking like a. I know Rock Shocks is entering
So
the gravel game with a fork.
straight suspension. Man, someone might yell at this, but no. I mean, they've had the CGR post, and
I'm not talking about small bump compliance like Future Shock and Red
We're talking
Shift.
about full on.
I'm talking about
air can,
suspension
damper.
Yes, bingo. And I haven't seen Specialized do anything like that. But
No,
I mean, if anybody else does it, do you think they'll come to the party just because they feel like they don't want to be
they're
left
very
out?
engineering company. I think they would have by now.
They would have done it
They're
already.
innovate or die.
Yeah.
Go down with
Yeah.
your ship.
I don't know that the weight factor on a front fork on a gravel bike. I mean, because if you think about suspension is there to keep the wheel on the ground.
You put it on a new Crux, it won't matter because it's so light.
Yeah, so I don't know that that's something that's going to be here for a long haul. I guess that's the real question.
Depends on
Because-
what type of. If you're doing PA gravel, someone might might want it up there. If you're doing Loudoun County, we don't need it.
I guess it really does depend on that. If it's at Baby Doll Head, Rock Garden, into single track,
Yeah.
into Jeep roads, then maybe yeah. But if it's hero gravel out,
Let me see.
then maybe it's something that I just don't feel like from a competitive race standpoint, particularly that's where you're going to see that innovation, that they're going to want that extra weight.
But I'm looking. I'm not on my phone playing. I saw a guy. He works at Fox, and he set up his new Crux with
With a front fork.
and where he rides is pretty gnarly. And then but he
How
also
much travel is in that front fork?
it's
though?
like a 30, 40 millimeter.
Yeah, so it's
And then and then he's got a post. He switched it back to his regular fork that the bike came with.
Now, is that something that somebody could say that's a swappable component?
So I didn't even think about it till he put. So his name is Sean Estes, _ wheel. He used to work at Specialized. Now he works at Fox. He's a bigwig, and he was posting his process of doing this last week, where he found a company that did quick disconnects of hydraulics because your cable's going through your fork, and it's like a foolproof system. It's pretty solid.
Okay.
So it requires some mechanical.
A little bit of
skills.
know-how.
Yeah, like he definitely is a good mechanic too, but
Is it something your average or elevated rider could actually get trained in?
elevated,
to do?
yeah.
Okay.
But it's pretty cool that if you have that at your disposal, you go to do the difference. You're not going to do it before the difference itself, but all right.
You might be surprised. There were people
You can
swapping
put that in
out.
you
Yeah.
put that in your drop bag.
Did you see? I think it was.
Actually, I could.
Pito
probably
was
do it
looking
pretty
for
quick.
somebody. I saw somebody posted that they left a cush core that they had ripped
Oh,
it out.
I was at a aid station when someone was looking
Yeah.
for a cush core. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
The cush cores can be a beat install sometimes, though. I'll
Oh.
give you that.
well, maybe they ripped it out. Maybe it was in and then they
Maybe.
ripped it out.
I
after-
wonder-
I don't know.
I've done it on some downhill enduro stuff, which is a pretty tough combo. So maybe the gravel. I haven't done it on a gravel wheel.
But I think there were some people that had some different tires or wheel sets available. They rolled into into that section, swapped out some wheels, did the section, and came out.
Did they
and
put
swapped
them in
wheels
their
back
drop
out.
bags?
I think.
Hey,
they were
you
with
can put
the
a 30
mechanic.
pack of Keystone Light in a drop bag.
I was gonna say. I mean, I just need a new set of wheels for the difference.
We ended up with that Keystone, that bag of Keystone.
It's in my cooler outside.
Nice.
I think
Meanwhile, Joey's handing it out to trick or treaters. Here you go. Here you go.
this is from
Here you go.
this is from the PA Dirtbag. The one thing I thought about Cush Course after it might have been unpaved or even up in Sinpen, and I thought I clocked my wheel. Like, would have been nice to have Cush Course, a little insurance of mind.
Mm-hmm. Well, those
anyway,
those Robals, though, didn't you tell me that they're?
Oh, those things are pretty bomb-proof.
But it was also if you dinged it up, you could send it back, right?
Yeah, but
okay. So,
back to the thing.
Yay or nay? Suspension.
It'll
Here to
go away.
stay.
Niner tried to do it a few years ago, and
Okay.
I didn't think it caught on.
Okay. So what we're really thinking is it's
Niner went bankrupt too.
at best flash in the pan kind of thing. Flash. In the pan. Okay.
I love that
All right.
Joey is sneezing, talking, and acting like nothing is like. Good
Well, you know,
grief.
They went
this is
bankrupt.
authentic. I am not editing that out.
What is he doing over there?
I don't know. He's so near his giant garden of plants.
Joey's coping mechanism since Max has been houseplants. I don't know if you can tell by our small garden
they're
on our
everywhere.
kitchen table.
He's got
I have some nice ones by the
succulents,
fireplace.
He's got peace lilies. he's
Succulents
got-
are in little black lab
Yeah,
cups.
yeah.
Anyway.
Second item. Are we done talking about suspension? Do you feel good about suspension? One more time, Joey. Give it to us. Come on, you can do it. He's trying to
Oh
fight
my
it.
goodness.
There it is. Okay.
That's all I got to say about that.
Aero gravel. So the idea of gravel bikes evolving to the point where the aero nature of the bike is more important than, or it is an important thing. And it could be down to, I had questions after Unpaved, people asking me. People asking me
Yeah,
if
is your
that
bags aero?
if the brag was like, or the feed bags, and I was like, listen, at the speed I was going, aero was not a thing to be concerned with. But in the world of gravel, so we're starting to see. I don't know what he's gotten into over there. I think now it's a thing.
He's so dramatic about it too.
know,
Like, just sneeze already.
It doesn't.
He's trying
Like,
to make it
just
stop.
sneeze.
Ask
So-
Ted King about aero.
Is this just an elite racer thing, or
Yeah.
do you think the average gravel cyclist, even with a bike loaded with bags, is going to benefit from new engineering that takes aero into consideration? Do you see it?
I don't know.
What do you think about the aero?
I think aero bars are dumb if we're going down that
No,
path.
no. I'm talking about, so you're looking at the new Crux.
Yeah.
Does it have...
Do Specialized went back to round tubing.
Okay, so that was my question. Is
Yeah.
did they take engineering from an aero perspective into the Crux, into the Athos, to some of these bikes? Or
The round tubing has definitely got its. I mean, Specialized designs everything with a wind tunnel, but sometimes that round. How am I going to say it? Now my nose is stuffed.
That's okay.
That round tubing's a little bit more compliable, more comfortable. You start to go to super aero stuff, you get
It's
a
stiff.
harsher ride too. So it's like, I don't know.
Is a harsher ride, even though the bike may be more aerodynamic, is a harsher ride going to actually slow you down in a world where you're fighting rough terrain?
I don't mean to sound like a person about this, but isn't it sometimes nice just to change the position of your hands?
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean,
Yeah.
to me, like, I get so many hand cramps. I'm like constantly shaking my hands, and people think I'm like braking or like signaling to brake when I really just have a bad hand cramp.
That's
So
you
to
know-
me, just to get out of that movement or just to get out of that rigid placement on the bike would be even nice on a longer bike ride.
So you're talking about aero bars.
Aero bars are dumb.
Correct. Oh, good Lord.
Well, you watch some of the more lead
You're-
riders now. You see that's what they're wearing.
Yeah.
they're
Not Ted
they're-
King.
No, but you're Lachlan Morton when he did the Alt Tour.
I don't care about Lachlan Morton.
Joey,
I don't know.
Ted King.
Other people care, not just you. Like, it's not just like, I know that you don't care about these. Like,
Well, I think on some of the longer XL events,
I have spoken.
I think the aero bars could actually
Nope, make it a fair playing field or not.
Okay.
Okay.
Joey is
Joey has spoken.
Joey has spoken.
all these elite riders, they can ride zip through threes or whatever.
I'll
No.
say this. I've been watching those old, Impossible Ride videos, Impossible Routes that Jeremiah Bishop.
You said he was a
vegan cyclist.
he was a buffoon.
No. No, it's
You
just
said he was quirky.
no. Quirky.
I love it.
Quirky.
I think the vegan cyclist is just a.
Well, these
But
are
I
guys,
love Jeremiah Bishop.
I was just watching the one where they did the Virginia route,
I love that one.
and they go into the little town, and they're just mortified that the only thing open is a Dollar General. I'm like, come on, you know how many
so
meals you make out of a Dollar General when you're out on the road on a bike? It seemed
On a
odd to me.
budget
Yeah, they did they had a budget thing.
till the hotel.
Yeah, they got it for free. That was actually
Hey, the amount of riding, the one they did recently, their newest one in Wyoming.
I haven't watched that one yet.
Oh my God.
I watched the Death Valley.
They're doing
one.
like 130, 150 mile days with like
They're doing
12,
that in all of
15,000
them.
feet of climbing.
Yeah, they're good videos to watch. I'll be
Yeah,
honest.
all right. I think the vegan cyclist is kind of
They're long format though.
yes, but they're very good.
Yeah.
Oh, I like those. I
Yeah,
like my 10-minute dust inclines, and every so often I light some candles and I watch.
I'm not even joking. When I'm trying to sleep at night, Joey is usually watching one of these guys with the heating pad on his back. I mean, like, it is true.
I do too.
Yep.
I do the same thing. We need to have group
We have a
watches.
sleepover.
We have a group. No, just a group watch where we all get together. Did you do that with YouTube now?
You
or
wanna
watch
see
the
my
same
butt?
thing? No.
All right.
Third item that's very a big trend, which is a carryover trend, and I don't think we're going to see this end anytime soon, is
Lace up
tire
shoes.
clearances keep getting bigger. When is it going to stop?
It's going to stop when these people start realizing we're just going into 90s mountain bikes.
Well, that's what we're talking about with suspension, though.
Yeah.
So, I get it, increased versatility, but I mean, we're talking widths up to 55. It's
I think everything should clear 50s, which I would argue that clearance would mean like 47s as the biggest.
Okay.
Like 50s that buffer, but then you start getting into just drop bar mountain bikes,
Yeah.
salsa cut through and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
I
Fargo and all these other things, and I guess it's the same thing. But
I don't know if this was a carryover from 2021 where we're just seeing the folks playing catch up. Well, I know with my Diverge, I can't go past a 38.
yeah,
On
because
that
the best
board.
tire size is 42s.
And right, that 42, 44 is sort of
would
the sweet
love-
spot.
Yeah.
And
I like
I can't get
42s,
there.
and I want the option to run 47s, and I have it.
I'm happy with those 650s. I'm really happy with those GRX wheels.
I don't think she even realized she was riding six. Do you know you're riding 650s? Do you know
I
what that is?
literally cannot even tell when you put
Exactly.
new tires or new things on my bike.
Was your bike comfortable and stable?
Yes.
See, there you go.
Then it worked. That's exactly what it was supposed
I mean,
to do.
I know you guys make a huge deal about all these things, but like,
Well, I'm kind of with you there. I can tell the difference when I went from the 700 to the 650 because of those 700s. Once you get them rolling, they want to roll faster. But my 650s, because of the fact that I was able to push the bike harder, I think it made up the difference for my level of ability. If that makes
I just
does that make
think
sense?
I'm not tooting my horn. I just set her bike up really good. One time I'm going to set it up bad, though, and she's going to hate it.
and maybe that's it. Maybe I'm just like very accustomed to. Maybe you do just set my bike up really well, and I'm like, okay, this is a good bike to ride. I'll ride this bike.
Well, I'm going to tell you those Terravales and those GRX wheels. I set them up tubeless. I don't think I've had to put air in them since I set them up.
I told you I put super glue in there.
They're locked in. They're not going
No,
anywhere.
Lachlan Morton.
Oh. So tire clearances are projected to keep getting bigger.
I think that'll.
It's got to cap out at some point. I mean, you're riding a fat bike after a while. This one I find interesting. This fourth predicted trend: gravel specific clothing for a comfort. They're a little baggier. It's a less performance oriented attire to a more comfort oriented.
I think that's
attire.
taken over a lot of stuff.
Okay.
It just it's more body positive for a lot of people too.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You're not wearing super tight. You can wear baggy clothes. You can go to a gravel ride and you could have every type of kit there, all the way from a flannel down to a skin suit. No one says anything. It's not like you're on a road ride. It's like, dude, why do you got that like baggy, like our GTD t-shirts?
Yep.
You could do that. I mean, no, I think that's like going to impact more than the gravel side.
Okay.
People are going to be comfortable wearing what they want.
So do you think that's going to bleed into the road scene? Wow.
I hope it does, because I cannot stand tight running clothes and my tight cycling clothes.
Okay.
Like, I am so uncomfortable in it, and I am leaving Brooks Running because their clothes are so small.
Okay.
Like, because they are not, like, because a large isn't actually a large shirt. Like, it makes me so angry to get all these size down clothing that does not fit. I mean, we were talking out on Paved, and this girl was telling me they don't even make bike shorts in her size. And if they do, it's over $200 for a pair of shorts.
Yeah.
I mean, that is like not fair. Like, of course, like, let's put a huge deficit on people riding bikes. Like, there it is, right then and there.
Because you hear it all the time where people say, the bike cost this much, and then you go, well, I'm going to spend as much money you're telling me in kits and apparel and helmets and shoes and gloves.
There was a lady there, and she was saying they don't even go up to my size in bike riding shorts from this brand. And she was like, I want nothing to do with them. You know, and she's like, I used to work for them and X, Y, and Z, and here I am trying to promote them, and they don't even make shorts up to my size.
Wow.
You know, I mean, I think that speaks volume to how inclusive this community is.
Well, it's also tough, and I don't think anybody, no matter whether you actually fit in that stuff or you don't, you never know what you're going to get when you order some stuff, especially if you have to get it online.
No clue.
You have no clue what the
No
sizes
clue.
actually mean. Race cut, club cut, this cut, that cut, the material's thinner, the material's thicker.
I mean, people out there, like, shout us out, like, let us know. But I have not found a comfortable riding jersey in ages. I mean, I usually wear a t-shirt.
Huh. Well, then that's a trend that I hope we actually see come to fruition. Then, and I think Joe, you're going to say that we were already
going to
beginning
bleed into everything.
We're going to see. We've already seen it, and it's going to bleed over. Okay, cool. Fifth trend: electronics on gravel bikes. You've seen Di2, ETAP, the Explorer. You're seeing it into dropper posts are going electronic now. Are we good, bad, indifferent? What do you think? That
that's not going away. SRAM literally doesn't make a
mechanical
group set.
No, do you think that that's a good thing? Do you think it's I mean, does that make your job easier? Does it make your job harder? Does it make the bike less attainable because of the expense that comes along with electronic? Are we going to see the prices on electronic components come down? Is that going to be the new norm?
If Shimano came out with a 105 level electric group set, I mean, Rival's between $1,000 and $1,500.
Okay.
Which isn't $300 for a group set, but when you compare that to 105 or like a mid-level group, people that are more not competitive, but more enthusiast, like a lot of them are using it. I don't know.
I think people put gravel bikes really through the ringer.
They do, but the stuff's tough.
Yeah, that's my point. Is
like
they
have people try it out and prove it.
Yeah, you buy the quality.
Yeah.
But if you could find that quality at a lower price point that enabled that more advanced electronic performance, that's a potential winner right there.
Yeah.
So it's not going anywhere in the world. Now, I had my problems with my derailleur.
Well, you put it in a swamp.
Yeah, and that that could have happened to a mechanical derailleur. Something gets bound up in those.
I think I said it, I felt like I don't sound like a peasant or like I was being petty, but I hated shifting my front derailleur on my Kona. Like it was a lot of effort to push that up instead of just hitting a button at unpaved. Like when it's all gummed up and jammed up and your arms and everything are tired and you're just trying to like push this big throw over.
Okay, yeah.
It sucked. I wanted my axis.
I never even use my front shifter because it's set up in synchro.
Oh yeah.
So it just automatically pops.
Well, I'm saying you have buttons. I have
that's what I'm saying. But I never even had to think about that. So that's one advantage. Yeah. The system being smarter than me.
System is
it actually knew what to do better than what I knew for it to do. If that makes sense. I just kept shifting up. I didn't have to worry about when I went to the little ring and what, the gear steps and where I needed to be. The bike did it for me. So I think there's something to be said.
Well, the system sleeps in total darkness.
What do you think about electronic dropper posts on gravel
That's
bikes?
cool. That's expensive. It's like $700.
So is that a
It's
luxury?
also very like certain parts of central Pennsylvania. I would like to have a dropper post. As Loudoun County, I don't need a dropper post.
Yeah. Some of those little single track pieces and coming down the backside of the difference on some of those, I could see where a dropper post would have actually come
I had
in
my
really
stomach
handy.
on the saddle in places up at
from my
Central
mountain
Penn.
bike days. I can see
Yeah.
where a dropper post would be. Very
But-
handy.
I mean, I have all the routing and stuff for a dropper on the Kona.
So of all of these things, the idea of suspension, aero gravel, tire clearances, clothing, or electronics, which trend has got you, Joey? And I'm going to ask you this, you too, Jeff. Which of those trends has you the most stoked and the most?
I like the clothing. I don't really care about the other stuff.
Okay.
I don't like aero bars.
Yeah. Jess.
As I shake my head, I'm going to go with Joey. I think I can really figure out that it's hard to dress for a gravel bike ride and feel comfortable.
Yeah.
I think it's very hard.
Especially if you have to layer. When you start the concept of layering.
The whole thing is, that's the best part about riding indoors is I can sit there with my shorts and a sports bra and be totally fine with myself.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my number one favorite thing is I don't have to think about what I'm wearing.
Cool.
I don't wear anything inside.
And there goes Joey.
To the left of the saddle or the right of the saddle horn, which...
The Brooks Cambium C17. No chamois needed.
Okay, you want to do this or that? So let's do this or that.
Yeah.
Okay, first item. Jess, I'm going to ask you to answer first, then Joey, then me.
You sure you skipped me a lot last week?
No, I listen back. I think we've always done it that way. But
No, we haven't.
do you want to go last?
No, I just don't like
Okay,
change.
Jess, then me, then Joey. We'll do it.
No, it's just
No?
I just don't like
Okay,
change.
first item on this is that. Would you rather pedal a dead e-bike or carry an extra battery for your e-bike?
Oh, I am not carrying an extra battery. Oh, hell no. I am 100% pedaling a dead e-bike. 100%. No way I'm carrying an extra battery of my bike.
Well,
when we found one of those things at a rest stop.
Oh, hold on. I've literally done both.
Okay.
At Loudoun, I found an e-bike extender from Specialized that weighed about 40 pounds, and I put it in my jersey pocket, and it wasn't that bad.
Okay.
And at one time at Specialized, we were doing the like the cyclocross race thing on the Levos, and I did a lap on one of those without a battery, or
Okay.
it just totally
A dead
dead.
battery?
Oh my god, that was horrible.
I can't imagine.
I will carry the battery in my jersey.
I would carry a battery too.
Riding that loop that I did on that thing on a dead, I was dead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
No, it's fine. You know.
last week I got I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I've done both, and both suck. But riding the dead e-bike like that, the full suspension mountain bike sucked.
You could just get off and walk it up a hill and then just roll
True,
it down
but
a
like
hill.
bikes like the Creo and the Vado, and like they're not bad dead.
Yeah.
But a full suspension mountain bike on like grassy dirt and stuff. Oh yeah.
Second item.
What did you pick?
I definitely went with pedaling.
Are you
a
going
dead
with no battery, ride the dead bike?
Yes.
Okay.
e-bike. Nobody's carrying a battery.
I'm not carrying
I don't
it.
carry no battery. Because you're talking about carrying it on your person, not carrying. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
I put that range extender in my back pocket.
And did it?
It was unflattering because the picture I have, I had a very, very tight jersey on. And it's like the only picture I had from the day.
So you would have been comfortable having some more comfortable, looser clothing.
Yes, exactly.
See?
Yeah.
Would you rather do a bivvy or a one-person tent?
I'm doing a one-person tent.
Okay.
There is me, myself, and I.
What about? I could throw a hammock
think
in there.
I don't
too.
even know what a bivvy
Yeah,
is,
so-
so let's be real here.
A bivvy
half
is-
of these things I have to Google right now what
Okay.
a Dynaplug is. Like, how the hell do I know what a Dynaplug is?
So bivvy, think it's like a sleeping bag with like a little hood on it for your head to stick out.
That sounds delightful.
Okay.
Like, that sounds like perfect. Like, I wear Joey's clothing because it makes me feel like safe and secure. So
She has my sweatshirt on now.
it's very
Definitely
nice.
better than staying in a hostel
That was terrible.
or hostile.
Oh
as you
my
call
god,
it.
it was so bad. Like, I didn't even know where to go to the bathroom. Like, even it was so gross.
I don't think I could do a bivvy. I think that's too constricting. I think I'm gonna stick with the.
I used to have a
tent.
bivy
Yeah?
when I did a lot of just like Boy Scout camping and backpacking, and it was convenient because it was so small. But like my quarter dome, whatever, weighs like 2.5, 3 pounds. Yeah. It's so small.
I'm very excited.
I like the room
with my transition from that larger tent to the smaller tent. We talked about this. I almost say 4 pounds. 4 pounds.
Switching to Geico.
Switching. Third item on this week's This or That. You'll see a theme here: stripes or plaid.
Plaid.
Okay, just never even.
I
thinking about
have
it.
no second guesses. I have a whole 100% one way person.
I don't think anybody would pick stripes. I'm obviously a plaid person too. Joey, we're all wearing plaid, aren't we?
I'm not. I'm wearing my Nittany sweatshirt because it is delightfully cozy.
That's mine.
Oh, he's thinking about it.
Stripes look cool.
Stripes?
Yeah, when they're black and white and they got letters on the numbers on the back. I have half my closet's flannel.
Yeah, fourth item: Dynaplug or Dart. Now that you know what a Dynaplug is, Jess.
I was Googling it, but never mind.
Little meerkat.
It was a little bit weird. What is a dart?
A dart is by stands, and it's basically a fluffy.
Yell gnats.
No, it's a fluffy thing to stuff in the
floof.
hole that a tire in your tubeless tire, and it's got a little plastic tip that bends and twists and falls apart, and it's very difficult to get to go in. Whereas a Dynaplug is very pointed on the end and stiff and bonds well to the. Just say Dynaplug.
Okay, Dynaplug.
Now, I've never, Joe, we've talked about this before, I've never been able to get a dart to work. And it's because of that one fact that plastic tip on the end of the Dynaplug always seems to fail.
It does.
It bends and it twists over. And just looking at the Dynaplug, it's much more substantial, I think is the word I'm looking for. So I'm eager to get a flat. Joey?
A Dynaplug.
Okay. Long-term review of Dynaplug. And I also think their little container that it's in is super cool too. I like it. I like it a lot.
Do I have a Dynaplug on my bike?
No.
Oh.
So I did notice, I was looking at some videos on them, Joey. There's some older versions of the Dynaplug racers that came with a little mount to snap it. You could put a little mount in between your water bottle cage.
Yeah, well,
And snap it on the side of it.
There's a lot of things in the past, Brian.
I know.
And I haven't seen it.
Yeah. I was proud of the fact that when I pulled the Dynaplug out at the shop the other day, I was able to show Joey that
What a Dynaplug is?
No, that there were actually more of the little.
I feel like I knew it in the past and I forgot, and I was like, dang it.
I had no one going to bring it up, but you got so excited when I pulled that out. I was like, what is this?
This makes sense
I
now.
didn't know what I was doing. I pulled it open and there it was.
Brain fart, I like it.
Okay. You guys got anything else before we wrap this up tonight?
We are so excited to meet people at the Philly Bike Expo this weekend.
That's right.
I am
yeah.
so excited.
That's right.
I am so excited to go see all my friends, get all the cool swag,
We'll be there
Find some-
Saturday?
find some female flattering attire for
Okay.
my upper half, which is super exciting.
Shopping there too, I guess. All right.
You better bring your credit card.
Yeah.
Cash only.
Yeah, sure.
No, I'm excited. That's going to be fun. It's
Yeah,
we'll be
I'm
there Saturday.
excited.
Yeah. I missed it last year. You know, it was. We
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
go
it was 2
because
years
of COVID.
ago.
It was 2 years ago. that
We had that risque photo me and Wes took that caused him drama with his family.
Yep.
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 And I'll leave that at that.
Let's leave it at that.
We walk around with our media pass like Wayne's World when they got the VIP pass.
Mhm. And they got the little VIP lounge that we can go in and put our bags.
It's like
in
the
if we
white-
need to. Yeah. Ooh, fancy.
I'm very excited.
Think he's up.
Some people are riding to the event, which I think is cool.
Lael Wilcox is coming from Alaska. I think.
Really?
No.
I don't even know who that person is.
She was
2
literally-
years ago, Evan rode. You don't know who Leia Wilcox is?
Oh, you need to know who Lael Wilcox is.
Oh, we'll watch that on
She is-
YouTube.
Yeah.
Talk about a woman that just kicks ass.
Yes. Oh, my goodness.
She kicks names and asses and takes everything.
Mm-hmm. She'll be your new superhero.
So while we're on that, shout out to Shimano for doing all bodies on bikes. People are really excited to see what that's going to look like at Leadville for the,
They've been doing that
females
for
on
a
bikes.
while.
Well, I think it's really cool to see all
Steamboat.
bodies on bikes. On
They teamed up
Steamboat,
with
yeah.
Steamboat.
Cool.
That'll be rolling.
So look for us at Philly Bike Expo.
Yeah, I'll be wearing the VIP tag.
We're wearing our GTD t-shirts we did a couple years ago.
I'm going incognito. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm wearing my gum wall. It's the best one.
I'll wear mine too. Can we wear matching t-shirts or is that too chintzy?
Why do
not?
we have
Should
to
I?
pass these things through Joey? Like, do what you want. Like,
I dress myself.
No. Okay, anything else?
Evan rode down to Philly 2 years ago.
How far was that though?
It's pretty far.
I'm sure it's pretty far.
Yeah.
Did he bring all the bags on his bike?
It wouldn't surprise me if he had a little trailer, but
And pierogies and
I think his wife drove the car.
Okay, everybody, thanks for listening to this episode of Mid-Atlantic Gravel Travel and Dirt. This is a listener-supported podcast by some pretty amazing and incredible people on Patreon, PayPal, and other places. You can find out more about that at our website. And Joey, where can they find that?
Well, our website is at graveltraveldirt.com. Our Instagram is at MidAtlanticGTD. And in case you missed the Wookiee contest, I want to do one final shout-out, literally. 410-474-8345. Give it a call, leave a message, talk to whoever picks up.
In Wookiee.
And Wookiee, yeah.
Yeah, you can only talk in Wookiee.
Yeah, it is a Klingon number, so they,
Oh, I wanted to give, I almost forgot about this, and I didn't put it in the show notes. I saw that Gravel Worlds has gotten an additional $5,000
I saw that.
matching donation for their 1,000 women of gravel, and so they're up to $15,000 potential money raise.
I think that's awesome.
Where's that go?
Grit, right?
To the gap. Yep.
Grit. Girls riding bikes initiative or something. Girls riding. It's a female oriented riding initiative.
Roger.
Is that a good way to put that?
It is. It's like Girls on the Run for bikes.
Okay.
Yep.
Also, like Fox on the Run.
Hens on the Run.
No, Fox on the Run.
Band on the Run.
Okay.
Mandalorian.
I have spoken. Mid-Atlantic Gravel Travel and Dirt is recorded this week from right here in Joey's kitchen and nowhere else. Thanks for riding along. Until next time, do good, be nice, go slow, and respect others.
Light those candles. Love you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
They really masked the scent.